to Jambo Safari Media. You are watching Jambo News with me, Tracy Wamboy. Let's take a look at the stories making headlines today. Rescue workers continue to search for survivors after a devastating earthquake in Myanmar. An undercover investigation reveals immigration scammers targeting foreign workers. 8 medical workers were killed in Gaza amid the ongoing conflict. Trump threatens tariffs against Russia as ceasefire talks stall. Elon Musk's $1 million giveaway sparks controversy ahead of Supreme Court elections. So, is handing out $1 million checks the new way to win friends and influence judges? In a stunning move that has sent shockwaves through the political landscape, billionaire Elon Musk has taken it upon himself to distribute $1 million checks to voters in Wisconsin. This unprecedented act comes just days before a crucial Supreme Court election, raising questions about the integrity of our judicial system. As the clock ticks down to Wisconsin's Supreme Court election, Elon Musk has made headlines with his controversial giveaway. At a rally in Green Bay, the Tesla and SpaceX CEO presented $1 million checks to voters who signed a petition aimed at curbing activist judges. This bold initiative has not gone unchallenged. Wisconsin's Attorney General Josh Karl has moved to halt the giveaway, claiming it violates state laws prohibiting gifts in exchange for votes. Musk's legal team argues that this is a matter of free speech, asserting that the payments are designed to galvanize grassroots opposition rather than explicit influence over voter choices. Despite legal challenges, the Wisconsin Supreme Court has opted not to intervene, allowing Musk's giveaway to proceed. This election is particularly significant as it could shift control of the court, affecting pivotal issues such as abortion rights and conventional redistricting. With a strategy $81 million already poured into the race, it's clear that the stakes could be higher. As we watch the developments unfold in Wisconsin, one question remains. Is this a groundbreaking initiative for civic engagement or a troubling attempt to sway judicial outcomes? What happens when those who are meant to protect us become targets themselves? In a devastating turn of events, the International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies has expressed outrage over the killing of 8 medics in Gaza. On March 23rd, a 9-person ambulance team from the Palestinian Red Crescent Society was targeted in Rafah, southern Gaza. The International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies reports that the team came under heavy fire, leading to the deaths of 8 medics with 1 still missing. Bodies were discovered after a week of denied access to the area. The Palestinian Red Crescent Society identified the fallen medics, including ambulance officer Mustafa Kufaga, Salen Massa, and Ezzedine Shah, among others. The IFRC Secretary General, Jagan Chapin, expressed his heartbreak, emphasizing that these were dedicated humanitarian responding to those in need. In a strong statement, Jagan highlighted the fundamental principles of international humanitarian law, which mandate the potential of civilians and humanitarian workers in conflict zones. He noted that the emblems worn by these medics should have ensured their safety. The circumstances surrounding the ambush remain murky. While Hamas has blamed the Israel Defense Forces for the attack, the IDF has admitted to firing on what they described as suspicious vehicles, including ambulances, during operations against Hamas in the area. In a statement, the Israeli military claimed they had identified the vehicles as linked to Hamas and responded accordingly, admitting that some of the vehicles struck were indeed ambulances and fire trucks. They cited repeated instances of terrorist organizations using such vehicles for military purposes. As the situation in Gaza continues to unfold, the tragic loss of these medics highlights the urgent need for adherence to humanitarian laws and the protection of those who risk their lives to save others. We will keep a close eye on developments on this ongoing crisis. What happens when diplomatic efforts hit a wall? In a striking development, President Donald Trump has expressed that he is very angry with Russian President Vladimir Putin over the stalled ceasefire talks in Ukraine. In an NBC News interview, Trump did not hold back, stating he is pissed off with Putin for undermining Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky's credibility. He threatens to impose a 50% tariff on countries purchasing Russian oil if a ceasefire is not reached soon.
I think he'll be okay, but if he isn't, I was disappointed in a certain way. Some of the things that were said over the last day or two having to do with Zelensky, because he considers Zelensky not credible. He's supposed to be making a deal with him, whether you like it or you don't like it. So I wasn't happy with that.
European leaders have voiced concerns over Trump's apparent closeness to Putin, but these latest remarks signal a potential departure from their dynamics. This is the first time Trump has publicly threatened Russia with consequences over its reluctance to agree to a ceasefire, placing the diplomatic pressure back on Moscow. During the interview, Trump expressed his frustration over Putin's comments regarding Zelensky, noting that questioning the Ukrainian leader's integrity could hinder peace efforts. Despite his anger, Trump maintained that he has a very good relationship with Putin, suggesting that his anger could dissipate if the Russian leader acts favorably. Trump further warned that if a ceasefire is not achieved and he holds Russia responsible, he would impose significant tariffs on Russian oil, potentially reaching up to 50%. This would particularly impact major buyers like China and India. In response, Zelensky took to social media, accusing Russia of seeking excuses to prolong the conflict, stating Putin was playing the same game he played since 2014. Last week, Putin suggested a UN-run government in Ukraine to organize new elections, a move that has stirred controversy. Trump's comments mark a notable shift in his tone towards Putin, who he has previously flattered while demanding concessions from Zelensky. As tensions escalate, Trump indicates he would be speaking with Putin later this week, raising questions about the future of negotiations. The ongoing war has led to catastrophic losses, with estimates of over 100,000 Russian military deaths and significant casualties on the Ukrainian side as well. How do communities recover after a devastating earthquake? In Myanmar, rescue efforts are ongoing as survivors are pulled from the rubble following a 7.7 magnitude earthquake that struck on Friday. Nearly 60 hours after the earthquake, rescuers have successfully pulled 4 more people from the debris of a collapsed school building in the northern Sanghain region. Tragically, the death toll has risen to at least 1,700, with hundreds still unaccounted for as search and rescue operations continue in both Myanmar and neighboring Thailand. The earthquake, which struck near Myanmar's second largest city, Mandalay, caused significant destruction, including the collapse of a high-rise building in Bangkok, where 18 people have died and 76 workers remain missing. Rescue operations have been hampered by delays in reaching the worst-hit areas, leading locals to dig through the rubble by hand. The World Health Organization has warned that hospitals are overwhelmed with injured individuals, while the World Food Programme reports thousands of displaced people are without food, shelter, or medical care. On Saturday night, an elderly woman was rescued in Nyapito after being trapped for 36 hours under the rubble. Footage of her rescue showed emergency workers carrying her to safety. In Mandalay, 29 people were rescued from a collapsed apartment block, showcasing the ongoing efforts of local and international teams. The earthquake struck at 12:50 local time on Friday, just 10 kilometers from the surface, intensifying its impact. Aftershocks have continued to rattle the region, with a magnitude 5.1 tremor recorded on Sunday. In Thailand, the collapse of an unfinished tower block has raised concerns about construction standards, with authorities investigating anomalies in the materials used. International aid is beginning to arrive, with several countries sending rescue teams to assist in the recovery efforts. China, India, and Malaysia are among those providing teams and emergency supplies, while the UK has pledged 10 million euros in aid. As Myanmar grapples with this aftermath of the devastating earthquake, the community faces an uphill battle for recovery. With monsoon season reaching, the challenges are setting in. We'll continue to monitor this situation closely and provide updates as more information becomes available. It's alarming to think about how vulnerable foreign nationals can be when seeking work in a new country. A recent investigation by the BBC has uncovered a disturbing network of immigration scammers exploiting those eager for employment in the UK care sector. Undercover footage has revealed the tactics of rogue recruitment agents who illegally sell jobs to foreign nationals. One agent, previously employed in the NHS, operates an agency that claims to connect candidates with job opportunities. In a secret meeting, one agent offered BBC undercover journalists a lucrative partnership, claiming they could pay 2,000 euros for each care home vacancy procured and then sell those vacancies back to candidates in their country. The agent admitted that charging candidates for jobs is illegal in the UK, but justified it by stating that many see it as their only option. One victim paid over 10,000 euros for what they believed was a legitimate job offer, only to find upon arrival that the job didn't exist. They expressed despair, stating that without the promised job, they faced hunger and hardship far from home. The investigation also revealed that a care company, which had issued over 1,200 COC documents, employed only a fraction of that number in reality. Although its sponsorship license was revoked, the company continues to operate, claiming it recruited lawfully. In a separate undercover encounter, another agent was found offering fake COC documents. This agent shifted from the care sector to construction, exploiting other industries facing staff shortages and charging exorbitant fees for non-existent job placements. The Home Office has acknowledged potential abuse within the visa system, especially since a visa scheme for medical professionals was expanded to include care workers in 2022. The investigation shows how easily these agents exploit the certificate of sponsorship requirement, which is necessary for foreign workers to apply for UK jobs. Despite the Home Office efforts to address these fraudulent practices, many victims remain vulnerable, caught in a web of deception and exploitation. The Home Office has vowed to take robust action against employers abusing the visa system. But the scale of the problem suggests that much more needs to be done. This raises important questions about the integrity of the visa system and the protections in place for those seeking better opportunities. We'll continue to follow up on this story and provide updates as it develops. That's a wrap for today. Thank you for joining us on Jambo News. Remember to hit that subscribe button to stay informed and engaged. Stay safe.